Hey everyone, happy Sunday. It is a beautiful day here in Provo, and earlier this week I did a post entitled The Road Ahead. And there was a lot of beautiful response and reaction to it, and I wanted to come on today to share some critical aspects of what it is that I've learned through this journey of breast cancer and health, and to also talk a little bit more about that dream, because I truly believe that I walked away from death. And so today I'm sharing three of the critical aspects that I've connected with even more deeply in this journey and came on to share them with you today. And the first is give yourself time. It is okay to take time to do research, to feel into what feels right. Family, friends, loved ones want to know that there is a plan. And a plan gives them comfort. Their plan may not be the right plan for you. And I love allopathic medicine. And part of my frustration with this path has been doctors were very quick to put me on a plan that they felt comfortable with, that I wasn't quite sure yet. And so this is where giving yourself time is really, really critical, because it's through time that you actually uncover some of the answers that are right for you. And this too is where our ego wants a plan, because our ego creates steps moving forward based on what it knows. And so it wants to know that the path that it's on is right. And giving yourself time may actually ruffle your ego a little bit. And that's okay too, because it's in the ruffling that you find the answers. The second critical point, and I'm looking at my notes here, is trust your intuition. Your higher self, your soul knows the right path for you. And this again is where we're questioning the ego of jumping to the first answer, because the first answer a lot of times isn't the right answer. When I grew up, I learned to not trust myself and to not trust my intuition, and I stepped away from that. And this journey over the last 10 years has been really coming to this place of deep trust within myself. Even when something really critical is happening, or we might even call breast cancer a health crisis, I made the conscious decision at the beginning of this that I was going to make conscious decisions, and I was going to give myself the space of time. And trusting my intuition has been key on this path. It is okay to question yourself as well, though, because it's when you question yourself that deeper answers can come to you. And this is where what isn't working also can be, as I like to say, swipe left and discarded. Because it's interesting, I had a conversation with a family member a week ago who had struggled with Lyme disease for many years and said, well, I feel like I took a lot of wrong turns. My perspective is there are no wrong turns. It's all information. And even though there were a lot of paths that ended up being dead ends, it opened things up for me to discover other things. And this is where you get to follow the illuminated breadcrumbs, as my friend Christine likes to call them, because this is where we never know really where a path is going to lead until we take the next step. And so questioning yourself and if something doesn't feel right, again, trust your intuition, ask questions, ask for higher guidance, have conversations with people. And sometimes having the conversation is just simply about giving a voice to what it is that you're thinking. You don't necessarily need input. And that's a critical piece as well. When you do have a conversation, you can say to the person, you know what, I'm not really looking for opinions. I really just need you to listen without judgment, without your thoughts, without your things coming up. And this leads me to the third point is create healthy boundaries. Most of us did not grow up with any boundaries. Boundaries got created when something happened and we didn't like it, and so a hard rule was created of, I'm never going to let that happen again. I'm never going to let you do that to me again. And yet, creating hard boundaries like that actually work against us because it keeps us connected with that energy. So this has been an opportunity to create much more healthy boundaries. And it's interesting because family and friends initially reacted to the old me. Because for so many years I didn't trust my intuition. And in many ways, it meant I didn't trust myself. I would look for opinions. And that was what family initially keyed off of when I shared that I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so it's been a retraining of my family as I stand and have stood more firmly on my own path, and that I don't need to hear the stories of friends and other loved ones and other family members from however many generations removed had their stories and how you reacted. And it's been telling people, you know what, that doesn't help me. I don't want to hear certain things. And I'm very firm in my footing of how it is that I'm moving forward. So those three things of giving yourself time, trusting your intuition, and creating healthy boundaries have been so crucial and critical in this path to health. And now this dream. The night after the night of that I saw the oncologist, the second oncologist, I was questioning things because there were so many different options. Even though I had already started working with a naturopath, the oncologist was saying different things. And so I actually sent up all of my worries and asked for guidance of what's the right path for me. Because sometimes this goes back to questioning yourself. And that dream of walking by that doctor multiple times who was in his own head and not paying any attention to me, and trying to get into that old room that I wasn't able to. And then finally, when I was able to look in, of seeing that dying man, and then walking by the hearse, and then walking by the doctor again. And that the clear message was, I walked away from death. And so this has been trusting my intuition and giving myself time and setting healthy boundaries, knowing that my path is for me. It's not for anyone else. Everyone is going to make their own decision, whether it be a health crisis or the end of a relationship or the end of a career or something else major happening. These three steps, or these three, I would say steps, can be used anytime. And so today I just wanted to come on and share that, because these are some of the gifts that come out of the journeys that we face. Now, I don't know how long this path is going to be. and that's okay. One of the beautiful things is that the other day I was looking out at the mountains and I had a visual image of me of raising my arms and declaring I'm cancer free. And so that is what I'm focusing on, because that is a feeling inside of me of another confirmation that I have chosen the right path and that I'm doing what is right for me. And no matter where you are on your path, you can do these three things of give yourself time, trust your intuition, and set healthy boundaries. Because those are things that are always available to all of us. So I wish you an amazing day. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. As always, I read and answer all of them. And have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.